good morning. Welcome back from our Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's. Thank you very much for being here. I'm Norm Waymer. This is Big John Milkowski. This is Marty Bin. And we all need our distractions. So that's what we're here for. We're not...
well, we're actually here because we can't get tested. So we have no idea whether we should be here because none of us can get tested either.
Hey, we're not important.
If you're playing the NBA, you could.
Well, I'm saying, if you're Kevin Durant, you can get tested and get the results back quick. But if you're the rest of us...
well, the team was doing the testing.
I'm just saying. Hey, since we're not about politics, my sister works at Kent State and was told to go get tested because of some things that went on. Went to a testing facility and they ran out of tests while she waited in line at a testing facility. This sounds rational and safe.
Well, that's how you keep the number of positive tests down, is to not test anybody.
Right. Asinine.
Then
So anyway, we'll be here 11:30 on Sunday to distract you, yes, with sports talk.
If I can get through this, we're gonna get to a bunch of NFL stuff. But what I was gonna say was, we're not important. What we're talking about today, really, when we get to the NFL, and that really isn't important compared to everything else that's going on. First of all, we're taping this on Wednesday, so what happens by the time this airs is anybody's guess. So we don't know.
Watch last week's show and realize that in 3 days we look like the dumbest human beings ever.
We taped this on Wednesday.
I don't know how much else can happen.
I want to give a shout out to Ralphie's because Mark Wallace and Ralphie's has been terrific to us. We couldn't do this show without them. Obviously, we're in a situation where the bars and the restaurants can't open, but Ralphie's is available for pickup, curbside or DoorDash. 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Okay, so you can order. They could through DoorDash, or some have deliveries that they could bring right to you. Ralphie's.com is your best way to look at everything. You can even order off of the website, but $5 off of every single order of $25 or more. And as I mentioned, some stores have direct delivery. You could contact your favorite Ralphie's for details, Ralphie's.com. You got Ralphie's on Navarre Avenue in Oregon, Airport Highway in Spring Meadows, Perrysburg on Holiday Lane, which is just off of Route 20 and I-75, Monroe Street in Sylvania, and then you have locations at Findlay, Galion, Kenton, and Marion now. So wings, chunks, burgers, appetizers, sandwiches, wraps, salads, and even JoJo's Pizza was very good. So you can get that at any of your Ralphie's locations, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. daily.
And honestly, the night you don't feel like cooking again or whatever else, support these businesses. They truly need them.
Well, they're local. They're locally owned.
Right. I'm saying these are local businesses. We're to a point where it's about helping your neighbor, and this is a great way to help some of your neighbors because let's preserve as many of those jobs and help as many of these businesses as we can.
And if you can, throw a little tip on there when you order.
And you're going to hear a commercial or see a commercial from Patricia Kovacs, lawyer that handles finance and debt and bankruptcy and all that, and I know there's going to be people that at least are going to have questions. What do I do? How do I handle this? And so on. So when that commercial comes up and the phone number comes up, jot that down. She is absolutely fantastic. She literally is one of the best people that I have ever met. I don't say this about very many people. She is absolutely fantastic. She cares. I mean, you run into professionals, you hear people, not necessarily lawyers, but in any profession, they don't seem to care. They don't. She cares. She actually cares, and her prices are basically lower than just about everybody else's, but she's been in the business for quite a while, and she's in Oregon. So Patricia Kovacs, if you're looking for help or questions about finances, and that's all going to come in.
Oh, yeah.
So, and like I say, we're taping this on Wednesday, so we don't know exactly what's going to be happening by Sunday. Because every day it seems to change and turn over.
More stuff gets shut down. I mean, Mike DeWine's gotten in front of this thing, and there's not much left. I mean, there's nowhere to go.
We were trying to figure out some way to do social distancing, but we really can't, and get us on camera. But I noticed when they were having their press conferences, they're all standing together at the lectern anyway.
Depends on where it's at.
Well, let's just say if they're in our nation's capital, they're all gathered around the lectern.
Right, because reality is never mind.
No, we're not getting political here.
Yes, I know. No. But I mean,
it's bizarre. This is like Twilight Zone stuff.
Correct. Well, it's amazing that in a week and a half how many people I come into contact with who went from, oh, come on, it's the flu, to holy crap, what's going on, to why is this happening to me? Well, okay, I got it. Put down reality TV after you're done watching us, and then read a little bit and educate yourself. Because I hope this is a wake-up call for a lot of people that the little 2-second blips you get on your phone is not enough to die. I mean, I wish people could listen to the stuff we argue about when we're not on the camera.
like just before we started here.
If all of our blood pressure seems up, we were going at it.
We're just on opposite sides of a couple of things, but not too many.
But we still can care about each other, but we enjoy the dialogue. And I wish that would come back. I wish it could come back, that they could listen to you and I go at it and still leave here as friends every time we have these conversations. And this has been going on. We've been friends for 15 years, and we've had these same arguments.
You know what's funny though?
And I'm not trying to change your mind, and you don't try to change my mind, but we try to learn from each other. And I can't understand why that's gone from the world, because I'm a smarter person knowing you.
No, well, you're a smarter person than I am, so I've learned stuff from you too. So I like hearing differing opinions, because once in a while you get thinking and you're going, well, I might not be right on that.
Well, the problem is now, and I mean, when I was a kid, you always thought the news there was no agenda. It was just, these are the facts. This is what it is. Now, almost every place you listen to has they lean left, they lean right, they're, far right.
Well, if you're on cable. I still think the networks do a pretty good job of running down the middle lane.
For the most part. But. Yeah.
Well, but then, so to your point though, the minute somebody on the networks paints a picture that's against one of those agendas, either the left or the right says, well, they're now they're kowtowing to that. Right. So the minute the news doesn't favor what the spin you want for the day is on whatever because we can't even agree what facts are anymore.
Well, and that's the saying that Colin Cowherd uses the most, which I think is the smartest thing he's ever said, which is a low bar, I know.
Yes, yeah, you just
is. People don't go to news for information, they go for affirmation.
Right.
Now, people want to go and have somebody tell them, you're right. This is what's happening. You're right. And that's the problem.
My favorite line on that is like a drunk uses a lamppost, which is for support, not illumination.
Exactly.
So I want to say this, though, is that it's nice to see that most of this partisan political stuff has gone by the wayside, that we're all kind of pulling in the same direction, which I think is really encouraging. We haven't done this in quite a while. The other thing is, too, this reminds me of something Winston Churchill once said, because I always say we never proactively act in this country, we always react. And then Winston Churchill had the famous quote that America will do the right thing once they've exhausted every other option. So, because we could agree we weren't ready for this. I mean, that's without a doubt.
Yeah. So as a segue, since we're going to talk NFL, so people can get some relief the next two and not listen to us sort of flirt around politics without talking about it. So what you're saying to me is,
if I
was the GM of the Texans, I could find a station that said the DeAndre Hopkins trade was a good decision. You're saying that's possible.
That might be rough.
And there's
our segue.
There's your little tease for the next segment. That's among the things that we're going to dip into. And remember, we taped this on a Wednesday, which was the first day you could actually come out and say, hey, we're signing this guy, we're trading for this guy, blah, blah. So I'm sure there's some things that happen after Wednesday, but we're going to hit the big stuff when we come back. It's your distraction this morning. It's a roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Ralphie's has put together a plan that will make sure you still have access to the grub you all love. All Ralphie's restaurants will be open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily for pickup, curbside, or DoorDash deliveries. Right now, $5 off all single orders of $25 or more. Some of the Ralphie's stores will also be offering direct delivery. Please contact your favorite Ralphie's locations for details. Ralphie's.com.
What can you expect from working with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bin, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bin today.
Bankruptcy can stop wage garnishments, collection calls, harassment, lawsuits, utility shutoffs, evictions, foreclosures, just to name a few. The law offices of Patricia A. Kovach are dedicated almost exclusively to representing the people and businesses who are overwhelmed by debt. Is your debt keeping you awake at night? Call us at 419-787-2666. The law offices of Patricia A. Kovach.
All right, back we are, Front Row Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's. All right, let's get at it. Thank heavens for NFL and free agency.
The only thing going on right now.
Because I've had to actually, I'm a news junkie, so I've actually had to cut down on what I watch because it's just too, I can't. There's only so much I can take.
Right.
And so this is your distraction
Look,
this morning.
my wife and I over the weekend, we had friends over, and the news feed was so overwhelming and so disturbing after a while that we decided to watch Alaskan women go to Miami to get married. I don't even know where the hell that got found. I have no idea who in my house found that on whatever sort of streaming. But we watched Alaskan women go to Miami to find love or some.
Yeah.
Angel and I have been kicking around at home going, well, we've never watched this. Why don't we watch this tonight?
So I'm with you. We need some distractions. And the NFL free agency.
I have the CBSSports.com list of the top 100 free agents.
Okay.
So we could probably start there. Guess who's number one on the list?
Dak Prescott.
Correct.
Franchise tagged.
Franchise tag.
So that's over for a minute.
For a year.
Or a minute. He could hold out.
Yeah, they could sign him before
He could
June.
pull Le'Veon Bell, and they could still sign him. So, but yes, okay, that's over.
Can we double that up with who's number 7 on the list?
Amari Cooper, who got $100 million.
Way too much money.
Yes.
Oh, I was so. We haven't talked about this at all. I am just beyond tickled to see this.
I should have wore the bag. I actually, I was hoping I could do my usual pivot and distract and whatever so much.
Did I not tell you what was going to happen on this show?
Yes.
He was going to play part of the time and then quit playing and then get a big contract and now good luck.
The only good thing is you got Jason Witten, who's Mr. 6 yards and fall down.
Actually, you know what? That's all they need out of him. Actually, 6 yards and fall down.
He's their second tight end.
Because he's really good in the red zone, and that's what they need, help in the red zone. So I don't think he's going to be a major factor one way or the other.
And when he
Matter of
catches
fact, I
passes
like
from
their
Marcus Mariota, then
I like their 2 tight ends that they have anyway.
Well,
so.
okay, so this is going to kill me, but the Raiders' 2 linebackers were great signs. And with their cap room, whatever, they've negotiated pretty well so far. And the fact that they didn't get into the Brady fiasco and didn't get into the Rivers fiasco, I may have to lean toward 9 and 7 at this point in time.
They're going after the middle guys.
and that's before the draft and before the rest of it.
Well, they got a defensive tackle too and another defensive end, which will help. The tackle is what they really needed.
Right. You got better against the run. You got better in the middle, and you filled some big holes pretty fast.
And another offensive lineman too.
But
They went to the middle. They didn't go to the top, and I don't really agree with going to the top. I mean, you're going to overspend, and you're going to put yourself in salary cap hell.
Yeah, it kills me to give compliments to the Raiders. I'm gonna,
5 years, $100 million.
Sunday morning, I need a Bloody Mary.
Well, Chris Jones was 2 for Casey. He got franchise tagged.
Right.
New Orleans signed Drew Brees 2 more years for a total of $50 million. I think they're out of their minds.
It's really a 1-year deal with cap-friendly space. They could cut him after next year. If you read the details of the contract, it's a 1-year deal that kicks bonuses out.
I still think they're out of their minds. You got a 40-year-old guy who's on his last leg, and you let Bridgewater walk.
He won you your one Super
yeah, but I
Bowl.
wouldn't give him Bridgewater the amount of money that.
No,
that
Bridgewater's going to get some stupid amount of money too. So,
Carolina.
oh yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, we haven't gotten to him yet.
Yes. So at the end of the day, they just they did what we're doing with the pension system. They just kick the can down the road a little bit. There it is. Politics and free agency all in one.
You keep Breeze, you draft somebody this year.
And this year you might get somebody. There's a couple guys floating around that are going to fall.
And then you have somebody that you can use him for a year.
The aforementioned Teddy Bridgewater is getting $63 million over 3 years for Carolina.
Way too much.
But if you look at the other quarterbacks,
That's $21 million, and
He's never been
you're
healthy.
griping because Breeze got 25. I mean, what?
yeah, because I'd rather have Bridgewater.
Breeze plays when was the last time Bridgewater played 14, 15 games in a year?
When was the last time Breeze did?
When's the last
Couple
time he
years
did?
ago.
Last year. I mean, he's been fine.
He is not. Have you watched him?
I
Did
got
you
it.
watch him later in the season?
Yes.
He
He
can't
can't go
throw the ball downfield anymore.
Yes, I know. Peyton Manning,
He
Tom
is
Brady.
not going to get him back to the Super Bowl.
I got it.
And you
Neither
know
one
what?
of them is a long-term answer.
No.
So
And
they kick the can down. It's really a one-year deal. Move
In
on.
Moneyball, Billy Bean, what do you say? If you don't win the last game, nobody gives a you-know-what.
Right.
And that's exactly what's going to happen with the Saints.
Next free agent, we're not going to agree on this.
Well, but I think New Orleans is out of their minds. They're hanging on too long.
Tom Brady with an eye patch.
For all the New England Patriots fans that are going bonkers on top. I have a stepson that is a huge New England fan and wants to see basically Tom Brady boiled in oil and his fat sold for soap.
Get over it.
He's 42.
Yeah.
New England's going to go into the draft. They're going to get one of them quarterbacks because there's 4 or 5 in the first round.
Because Jarrett Stidham is not the answer.
No. And I've seen a couple of different ones that fall to him in the box, including the quarterback from Utah State.
And there's no way that they're going to pick up. Can you imagine Bill Belichick having either Cam Newton or Jameis Winston as his quarterback?
I can, but you got to hit that before I can get there, right? I mean, you got to get the good stuff in you before I can.
Those guys would be strangled by game 2 if Belichick was their quarterback.
Wait, you skipped. Okay, so Breeze, Brady, AJ Green, Philip
Brady
Rivers,
was 4.
AJ Green. Who cares? He's a Bengal.
Why would
and
they franchise tag him?
Because they're
he's the only decent player they got, or what?
just change the second letter to U, and that explains everything.
See, now the Colts signed Philip Rivers. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
it's
that's
1
fine.
year.
It's
It's
okay.
$25 million. It's I'm not.
Cooper got too much money. Chris Harris got too much money.
Well, let's not go overboard on this here. Chris Harris was a corner for the Broncos and went to
And got
San
too much
Diego.
money.
Nobody's gonna really know who he is. As of our airing here, we're kind of waiting to see where Jadeveon Clowney ends up.
He'll get too much money.
No.
Jameis Winston, if he gets paid, it'll be too much money.
The crab leg contract, right?
Maybe he'll end up in New England. Who knows?
I'll double that bet and take your bet.
No way.
Yeah, but you know how easy it is to get crab legs in New England?
Is Alaska opening an XFL franchise?
He wouldn't be able to swallow him with Belichick's hands around his throat for throwing an interception, though.
14 was Corey Littleton, the linebacker that went to the Raiders.
Yeah, I did that already.
You know what? There's no state tax in Nevada.
Move along.
And there's a lot in California, so the move is not going to hurt them by any means, signing guys. So, hey, you know what? We got a logical pause here, so let's take a pause. We have to take a break anyway. We'll come back. More of this NFL stuff when we come back. It's Front Row Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's.
What can you expect from working with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bin, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bin today.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Ralphie's has put together a plan that will make sure you still have access to the grub you all love. All Ralphie's restaurants will be open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily for pickup, curbside, or DoorDash deliveries. Right now, $5 off all single orders of $25 or more. Some of the Ralphie's stores will also be offering direct delivery. Please contact your favorite Ralphie's locations for details. Ralphie's.com.
Bankruptcy can stop wage garnishments, collection calls, harassment, lawsuits, utility shutoffs, evictions, foreclosures, just to name a few. The law offices of Patricia A. Kovach are dedicated almost exclusively to representing the people and businesses who are overwhelmed by debt. Is your debt keeping you awake at night? Call us at 419-787-2666. The law offices of Patricia A. Kovach.
All right, back. We are for a roundtable show presented by Ralphie's. I'm Norm Weimer. This is Big John Malkowski. This is Marty Ben. Just a reminder, if you weren't with us earlier, Ralphie's, our major sponsor, and we know about all the bars and restaurants that have closed. But if you want to pick up Ralphie's food, you can still do it 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. at all the Ralphie's locations. Single orders of $25 or more, they're going to kick $5 back, so they're going to take $5 off. As a little help there. Pick up, curbside, or DoorDash. They'll do any of those. If you give them a call, you can even order off the website at ralphys.com, and basically the whole menu is available for pickup. So if you miss the wings, the chunks, the wraps, the salads,
Hoover salad,
and even JoJo's Pizza, which is very good, they will get it to you. Either you can pick it up, or they'll bring it out to the curb, or however you want to get it, basically. All right, let's go back to what we were talking about, which was the NFL and all the signings that began on Wednesday, the day actually we taped this. We're up to about Teddy Bridgewater. I don't see what's wrong with the deal. 3 years, 63. It's not that long. It's not absorbent like maybe Stafford.
no, but
It's not Stafford money.
But when his leg falls off in week 6, then
Ain't gonna fall off.
Quarterbacks get overpaid.
But they're the only ones that move the needle in Vegas. That's what I'll come back to that again.
I got that. Okay, quarterbacks get overpaid.
Any one player can move the needle a half point, except for quarterbacks.
He's an upgrade over where they were at last year after Cam Newton got hurt, and Cam Newton, who hasn't any idea whether that wing is going to fling or not.
I'll say this too: Brady and Tampa's got a lot of good wide receivers. It's not like that might be the best receiving core that Brady's going to ever throw to in his career.
It's up there with the Moss year.
So
Because remember, the Moss year, he put up some staggering numbers. So that receiving core is Moss-esque.
Browns signed an offensive lineman, Jack Conklin, 3 years, $42 million.
They also, by the way, I want Chase Daniel's job, because didn't they just sign Chase Daniel?
Lions did.
Oh, that's right. I get it. It's like interchangeable parts. Bengals, Lions, Browns.
Of course, these are the only.
All teams are going to be like 7 and something and annoy the hell out of me.
These are only the top 100 free agents, so I doubt Chase Daniels is on this list.
Yeah, but he got like $5 million a year to hold a clipboard again and be mediocre.
I doubt he's on this list.
Okay, sorry. I'm just saying I want that.
Well, it's okay.
He can have my chair. I'll swap spots with him. And John? John's willing to chase if you want on TV. Not throwing interceptions. We can throw the interceptions and get $4 million a year, and you can come here and tell us how bad we suck.
The Browns signing Austin Hooper, making him the highest paid tight end in football.
Oh, yeah.
That's questionable at best.
I don't remember him being in demand at the fantasy draft I had.
Well, who
They already had
did the Browns sign as a backup? Because it's like Baker Mayfield's twin older brother. Hey, never mind. Before next week, I'll have that Browns fans. It's not going to move the needle, and don't worry about it because it's.
I know who you're talking about, and I can't think of the name right now.
Okay.
They do that. Browns always do that. They dip into the free agency, they overpay, and then they're gone in like 2 years.
Yeah, they already had a tight end. They've already got Njoku.
Ryan Tannehill, did he get too much money?
Yeah.
Okay, Ryan Tannehill got too much money. Franchising Derrick Henry, you guys think is okay. I still think it's a waste because you can find that running back in like 87 places. Because again, let's rip the Band-Aid off before we finish this segment.
What was Tannehill's contract?
It doesn't matter. Let's finish this
Sure
segment.
it does.
No, let's go with the one none of us.
Because it was too much. It was 4 years, $118 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That's $29.5 million a year. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
it's Ryan Tannehill.
Thank you, Ryan Tannehill, for making Dak Prescott even more
probably
complacent.
Worth $35 million.
I mean, I looked at that and thought, well, Jared Goff's a bargain now.
And they just got rid of Marcus Mariota.
Okay, so
who they overpaid?
What is Bill O'Brien smoking? Let's get down to the segment we should be doing right now. What in God's green? What the heck? I mean, is DeAndre Hopkins got a positive test we don't know about? Is he beating his girlfriend and we haven't heard about it? I mean, I'm not throwing allegations. I'm just saying.
Michael Irvin said he's got a number of kids from different women. and that they were tired of the baby mama showing up at practice. It's exactly what he said. This is not what I said. It was what Michael Irvin said.
Talk about the proverbial where there's smoke, there has to be fire. I mean, something's got to be going on.
I mean, does the coach really care about that? I doubt it. I don't even know if it's true.
Dude, they traded a 4th round pick and something, and a running back with a bloated contract that the Cardinals were probably we would love to get rid of that contract, who barely sees the field for one of the top 4 wideouts in the league. I mean, either there's something either this is the Antonio Brown thing, right, where we didn't know it was about to happen and it's about to happen, or that's the dumbest trade ever. And there's no in between on this one.
There's one I think that's close.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs, a wide receiver from Miami, going to Buffalo. They dealt Diggs in a 7th, and they got 4 picks back, including a 1st-round pick this year and a 2nd-round pick next year. And this draft coming up is loaded with wide receivers.
Yeah, it's like the 13th overall pick.
They're going to get anybody.
You could have gotten a wide receiver as good as Stephon Diggs.
You could have had either of the guys, whichever guy from Bama didn't get picked the first time.
Right.
And if you wanted the guy to rip the top off the defense, the second guy off the board is the guy that blew the needle up at the count. Yeah, I actually think the relaxation of the marijuana testing standard with the new CBA has gotten up to the front offices, and everybody's token up together, because it's the only explanation for some of this crap.
You know that the NFL the players do not get even half the revenue?
Right.
NBA, it's what, 63% or something like that?
Yeah.
NFL was 46.5. They're bumping it to 48 because they're adding the 17th game. And maybe that has something to do with what they've been smoking. Because that's a bad deal for the players.
Well, if you're a player to give up 10 years of collective bargaining.
Here's the problem. The voting, as you saw this time, is sort of like we deal with, oh God, I'm not doing that. Okay, the voting is skewed because there's so many players making minimum.
There were 500 players that didn't vote.
Right.
Yeah.
That's astounding.
Especially when only 60 votes.
Wait. Let's all look at the camera. And that happens in America every day. Knock it the hell off.
But if you're voting on your own pay scale, couldn't you find the time to vote?
You do that when you don't participate in politics, goofballs.
But that was even online. I mean, you didn't have the time to log in and press a button.
We could do online voting, and then it wouldn't matter.
We were denied the right to vote on Tuesday, but that's another story.
We were not denied. It was a good decision, and you need to knock that off.
Well, we can totally disagree on that.
We're going to wrap you and Bernie up in a blanket and let you cuddle each other, and it still wouldn't have changed the outcome.
I'm sorry. I don't think politicians should be able to delay elections in a democracy. Sorry.
So people should die for the right to vote.
I don't. I would take the chance.
That's what everybody in the Revolutionary War did.
That's how important it is to me.
I got it. And you know what? And the problem is 50% of the people barely vote in these things.
But that's fine with me, because
no, it's not.
What I hope is,
because then nobody votes.
Please, nobody vote, so I get to choose everybody. Okay, nobody vote, and I would be happy with that.
You have been saying that for a long time.
They would all campaign at my house, which would be fantastic, except for a couple of them. All right, we got to scoot. Hopefully, we're back here next week. All right. Everybody be safe. Follow the guidelines.
Be safe.
And we'll be back hopefully next week from our Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's.